As South Africans, we are deeply concerned and ashamed that nationals from other countries have in recent months been subjected to discrimination and ill treatment.
President Cyril Ramaphosa has now gone to the SADC summit and basically said something that caught my attention. He admitted that South Africa is deeply concerned and ashamed about the way some foreign nationals have been treated in the country. And honestly, I wasn't even surprised that he apologized. Because let's be real, we've been seeing the stories, foreign nationals being targeted, people being forced to leave, African countries warning their citizens to be careful in South Africa, some countries even having to help their citizens return home because they no longer feel safe. And now Ramaphosa is standing in front of SADC leaders saying, essentially, we are sorry. But here is where things get interesting, because not everybody is looking at this apology and saying, oh, that's nice, thank you. Some people are actually saying, why are you apologizing now? And honestly, I understand why that question is coming up, because South Africa has been talking about illegal immigration for months. And let me make something very clear here. There's absolutely nothing wrong with a country wanting to control its borders. South Africa has every right to say, if you're entering this country, you have to follow our immigration laws. Ramaphosa himself said that illegal immigration is a problem that needs to be managed, and his government has been pushing measures to tighten immigration enforcement. The problem starts when the conversation about illegal immigration becomes a conversation about Africa as a whole.
As South Africans, we are deeply concerned and ashamed that nationals from other countries have in recent months been subjected to discrimination and ill treatment. I repeat, as South Africans, we are deeply concerned and ashamed that people from other nations, some whose leaders are here, were treated badly and were even forced to leave the country under threat of violence. The criminal actions of a few within our communities are a repudiation of the solidarity upon which this Southern African community is built. As South Africans, we are deeply concerned and ashamed that people from other nations, some whose leaders are here, were treated badly and were even forced to leave the country under threat of violence.
Oga, this thing where you dey talk now, medicine after death. What till they talk now, medicine after death? Where were you when all these things were going on? Where were you, sir? With all due respect, we are not accepting this your apology because you are somehow apologizing to African nations. Who will pay for the damages done to these foreign nationals? Who will pay for the damages done to their stores? Who will pay for the lives that we are unalive? Who will pay for it? Who are we going to hold responsible? With all due respect, sir, we don't accept this apology. Notice that you are now somehow apologizing to African nations on what your own people did to them. This is not the right way to go. Is this the right way to enforce immigration law on foreign nationals in your country? Is it? So we don't accept this apology. With all due respect, we don't. All these things you are saying is just to, you are romancing words. What are you going to do to those that did all these things, that instigated violence on foreign nationals in your country? What have you done to them? How many of them are being arrested? How many of them are behind bars? That is what we want to know. What are the measures that you have taken to make sure that the perpetrators of all these acts are brought to book? What are the measures you are taking to make sure that these African nationals that have been chased away get the justice that they deserve for the vandalizing of their store, for the looting of their shops, for the destruction of their property, and some of them that have been unalive? What have you done? What measures are you taking? That is what you are saying. What actions have you taken to make sure that all those perpetrators are brought to book? If you have not taken any drastic measures to bring those perpetrators to book, all these things you are saying are just rubbish. I'm sorry to say it, but they are just rubbish. You are just giving us a mere sentence. Give us action. That is what we need from you. We need action. Let them be brought to book.
Southern Africa has borne witness to the movement of people over millennia. Our people are the products of migration. Migration accounts for much of the diversity as well as the vibrancy and richness of this region. You just have to move to our various countries in Southern Africa and you will find people speaking almost similar languages that you find in each of our countries.
All right, that's the biased president of South Africa. You know, I call this kind of people biased people because they are hypocrites. Because on a very good day, he made this statement because he's standing in front of other African nationals. I think this is a Southern African summit, something like that. You know, but then if he sees South African media, he says otherwise. You understand? He supports the protesters, so which is to say he's a biased person. I mean, like, he's a biased president, irrespective of whatever he says to the general public. I call him a biased president because if you want the general public to know that yes, you're not in support of what is happening in South Africa, first of all, you know them. Arrest Jacinta, arrest Pakele Mtakati, arrest Ngizwe, arrest all their leaders. These are the ones that I can mention. I can at least I know their names. You understand what I'm saying? Like, arrest those ones first. Then there is something he said in the video that got my attention. Listen to it.
Yeah. Our people are the products of migration. Migration account.
He said South Africa is a product of migration. That's what it means. You understand? In summary, South Africa is a product of migration. So most of you, all of you, you are not even from South Africa. Like most of you are a product of migration. You understand? So I don't know how someone who lives in a glass house will choose to throw stone. You are an immigrant in South Africa and you are chasing immigrants away. Come down. So now this is it. This is why I said these vigilantes, their leaders they are known, they are popular, they are famous. So why not arrest them, to tame them, to make sure that yes, you're not in support of what they are doing as a president.
I've watched a couple of videos where South Africans bash their presidents, call him all sort of names, insult him, and try to devalue every effort he puts to make sure this immigration thing comes to an end. This man has never said that what you guys do is bad. He's also against the fact that people should be illegal in the country, foreigners. He has said that they should try by all possible means to be legal in the country and obey South African rules as it should be. Now, in Cameroon, where I come from, this kind of march you guys are doing, right? You say it's a peaceful march, but from the videos we see online, we see people being battered, people breaking into people's shops, looting, all sort of illegal things. You guys are taking the laws into your hands. In Cameroon, where I come from, you just come out and march. You say it's a peaceful march, and by the time the government comes and tells you that enough, stop, they say it once, they say it twice, the third time there will be shootings. You guys are not going to have that freedom to get into people's shops, steal things, do all sort of illegal things, and the military is watching you. It doesn't happen in Cameroon. And I'm sure same thing in all other African countries. Because you guys are taking the laws into your hands, and it seems like the military is just petting you guys, they are loving you guys, protecting you guys instead. But on the other hand, what is happening in other countries at this point, we would have had at least 100 people who must have lied on the floor helplessly. You understand? So I'm trying to say that you guys have got a good government. I mean, the military is with you guys. They're still protecting you instead of reacting to what you guys are doing. However, please value your president. Maybe I might not be in the right position to tell you what to do at this point, but this advice of mine might go a long way.
I think Ramaphosa understands that South Africa cannot afford to become isolated from the rest of Africa. The country needs its neighbors, it needs trade, it needs diplomatic relationships. So when Ramaphosa says we are ashamed, I don't think that statement should simply be dismissed. But I also don't think Africans should stop asking questions, because saying sorry is one thing, but making sure it doesn't happen again is another thing entirely. And that's the question I want to leave you guys with. Do you think Ramaphosa's apology was necessary, or do you think South Africans should not have to apologize for the actions of a few people? And more importantly, do you think this apology will actually change how other countries view South Africa? Because at this point, let's be honest guys, this isn't just about South Africa and foreigners anymore. It is becoming a question of African unity itself, and I really want to know what you think. Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you found this video informative, do not forget to like, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in my next one.